Call me downtrodden, a pixelated reflection, assimilated amalgamation, racing through restless crowds like projectiles, vows styled out. Cloud is a construct, climbing clock towers to clouds loud into God's blunts. Awestruck, aw shucks, I've suffered enough, won't surrender another bucket of fucks. Fluctuating's a constant, populist evolving in the holocaust of consciousness. Dunning-Kruger overconfidence, hostages, host of mental colonists. All my friends are introverts, subversives and accomplices. Termites in the monoliths, closet botanists, coughing on constant reconnaissance. Compliments of a complex corptocracy, God forbid. Privy to the infamous, the intimacies of a sea of pollution flooding the streets. Cat and mouse catch and release, Pac-Man with police beasts of hideous nature. Same people, different faces, living in states of minimal patience on minimum wages. This is the derivative definition of slave ship. Pessimism systemic in our cyclical engagement. Saving grace in the sacred, meditating for patience. Tangible information, a revelation for laymen. Gray clouds surround us in a sea of blank faces and shape changes awaiting the haunted roses. Hell beings, no common soldiers, senses uncommon and toppling over. Much too late to close the gates to the race of Naraka Loka. Constellations constant in the often faded optics as a contemplative student moves through complicated topics, and these automated conversations dominate the process of samadhi, chasing opulence with Lakshmi in my consciousness. Often starving for a long departure, here because they're gone I'm martyred. Someone's always got it harder, lost his hardened hearts and carved a hole inside the walls they're barred in. Bargain for a costly pardon. Lions never turn undisturbed when dogs are barking. Lions never turn undisturbed when dogs are barking. Scribbling across the margins, all the light and all the darkness. Shadow working on this harness. Now my scar, my hands and heart are scarred up. Bowing through the songas that I've lost and ones I'm now a part of. Doubts abound and tarnished, clouds across an endless sky. Horus rising, raw setting, cycle centered in the eye. Been living in a lie, denying energies I hide. But together we are yoga and your enemies are mine. No need to hit you with the pistol, pick up anything I find like it's giving me a sign. With beggar's hands I stand, a man that's empty by design. Betting every data morsel as it's entering the mind. When listening I'm blind, when seeing I am deaf and dumb and pensive in my sight. Smelling incense in the night, I felt my senses come alive. Shikantaza on the mountaintops, from trenches we collide. We are infinite inside. Constellations constant in the often faded optics as a contemplative student moves through complicated topics, and these automated conversations dominate the process of samadhi, chasing opulence with Lakshmi in my consciousness. I drilled a hole between my eyes and filled the cavity with stained glass, releasing all the pressure that's been building in my brain matter. Feeling much the same after, aside from the insane laughter. But medicine is medicine, and who am I to break habit? Unstable when my meditation practice doesn't stay active. See the world in wave patterns, puzzles form and shapes scatter. Strange fractal ballerinas, pyramid peripheries like Fibonacci space dancers. Take tabs of acid and escape into a blank canvas. Paint ancient Atlantis with sold on and a bowler cap. Alchemically compositing the pyramids. Golden capstone of craft going back to pre-diluvian. Broken tablets glow of emeralds and past the luminous. Robe and staff accoutrements to Hootie to Vitruvian man inside the 360. Walked among the dead, convinced Eurydice to leave with me. Prehistory, pre-ice age and pre-mystery school. Preceding any species that invented a tool. I exist as the fool who wandered off the path of those content to be ruled. But being isolated always lifted my mood. So you can either leave or go and give me some food. No intent to be rude, I'm in the temple subdued. Self-excluded from the movements of the usual few in their usual feuds. If there's only two sides, then it's futile to choose. Both sides lose and the spoils to the victors. The unseen hands that embroil the division. Ashlar too rough to set, flush absconded thoughtlessly. The master mason shapes the sacred flawless, it's geometry. Babaji, philosophy, walk with me. I read the stories of the yogis in Yogananda's biography. I saw Mahatma Gandhi topple an awful colony. Non-violent but lawlessly steps to stateless democracy. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace is fleeting anomaly, breathe the thief on your property. Keep cash as king and see what peace we're accomplishing. Honestly, my optimism's wavered in the recent years. Sacrifices, offerings, and cravings, but I'm seeing clear. The voices in my head are dead, but echoes plead to be sincere. See my mirror? I leave it here.
I think there's a possibility to have a psychedelic experience. It's inborn. These psychedelics, very similar compounds are in our brain. And all the compounds which you find in the plant kingdom, only the psychedelics are so closely related chemically to these brain factors, which we already have. We speak about the paradise of childhood. When I have the vision and a beautiful experience as a child, it is no wonder, because we have these compounds already in our brain.
Carbon-based, karmic, caged animal, just making messes. Inward gaze the same direction. Stumble round these hunting grounds and gathered up my wasted blessings, gasping at their faded essence. Sensor swinging salvia and cloudies up the cave's intestines. Shadows dance with Plato's message, placed on precious altars of the godless. Swallow faithless lessons. Take a second, exhale from the diaphragm, evacuating chained aggression. Situation same as ever. Wrestled with entanglement, but still it didn't change the effort. Take it with the grain and rest my head inside my hands. I had to step away and draw a line dividing sand. With these knives inside my back, I built a shrine, and I sacrificed 1,000 violent plans. Now I stand here holding platitudes like diamonds in a trance. Om gun ganapati om, and I advance, peeling plaster from the alabaster statues of the avatars, manifesting patience in the radiance of passing stars. Trying to stay present and not let the little get to me. You fucking with my future, though you're gonna see my history. Been trying to be mindful, recognizing when I show improvement. Suffering is universal, everybody's going through it. And trying to stay present and not let the little get to me. You fucking with my future, though you're gonna see my history. Been trying to be mindful, recognizing when I show improvement. Suffering is universal, everybody's going through it. I've been down before, been up before, from sleeping on the fucking floor to jumping over oceans where the potions of Amrita pour. So sip some more, my symptoms sorted, absent on my lips, my vision shifted. Now I glimpse the hidden corners of my mental storage. Lift the dormant mystic forces from the trapdoors of the minty. Is this even now? Crooked, shook and looking down beneath my feet, I see the clouds. The narrator reads aloud. The passages of each encounter seems like hours, but the years have passed. I stand here in the ashes of the aftermath of fear collapse. Atmospheric tears of acid. Air is acrid in the passing sun. Fill your tanks and blast your guns. There's a war going on outside, we're all distracted from interconnectivity. It echoes from collapsing lungs. As above, so below, the macrocosm's catching up. The last of fallen Nephilim have left again and passed the buck. We should have thinned the herd, but ignorance obscured imagined luck. That's enough. Been trying to stay present and not let the little get to me. You fucking with my future, though you're gonna see my history. Been trying to be mindful, recognizing when I show improvement. Suffering is universal, everybody's going through it. Trying to stay present and not let the little get to me. You fucking with my future, though you're gonna see my history. Been trying to be mindful, recognizing when I show improvement. Suffering is universal, everybody's going through it.
Puedo meter en la cama como en los Pokémon.
What kind of world did we incarnate into?
Sky blacker than a magnified murderer crows. Schizotory in a world under perfect control. Echo Hinsho, his story is a version that's told. Meditating under serpents instead of perched on the throne. A servant of Lotus is grown from the worst and alone. Got me gripping at the sword that's submerged in the stone. Learn to only speak a word and converse in the known. Plant compassion in the world and call it personal growth. Divisions, an agenda in the throats of the hungry ghosts, unfolding plans as they unload the magazines. Poorest on the front lines, their sacrifice is gasoline. Human hemoglobin is the petrol of the war machine. Prostrations to our corporate lords who hoard the wealth. Enormous greed is leading to extinction. Purge the earth and see the forest bleed. Ignore the feed you're being fed, their weapon is the media. Our minds more colonized than the gold mines of Rhodesia.
What kind of world did we incarnate into?
There's blood on these pages, a memorandum of savages. Future Mars colonists extrapolate the damages. Staring backwards at a planet abandoned by its inhabitants. Placid and stiff inanimate, no panic in the people. So feeble as they disease the land. The populace subdued with fluoridated pineal glands. Eating cancer, breathing chemtrails. Living timid under thick veils, just inhale. You say that life's a bitch, well that bitch just rang the dinner bell. Belly swole with GMO, pesticides and byproducts. Metabolizing antibiotics, hormones is psychotic. Monoculture crops leave the earth barren and riddled. Our water cycle's toxic and caustic with petrochemicals. It's hypocritical to love a dog but eat a pig. Income taxes pay for missiles that we drop on little kids. Classist economics got the free market rigged. 8 billion graves await, yeah, we better start to dig.
What kind of world did we incarnate into?
Retinas burn from solar flares, open staring at the sun. Wake to water distillation and the generators hum. Sleeping shifts because it isn't safe, no breaks from loading guns. Someone told me once that only love can save us. Only love was encompassed into fractions, self-contained and hate ran rampant. Ran the gamut, ELE of free compassion past the tipping point. Shiva doesn't disappoint, acid rain, let's get anointed. Thresholds 2020 and the oil peaks just like our choices. Polish up Osiris's pine cone with the right tones. Conjured from my singing bowls beneath the Georgia Guidestones. Deeply buried silo, my home's a rhizome. Deeper than the gums, but I still feel the neurotoxin steeping in my lungs. Eruptions spilling out from active regions on the sun. If you see them then you're done, well done. Extra crispy eclipse vivid from anywhere. Derelict inheritance, I guess your parents didn't care.
Tippett Hahn was asked not too long ago about climate change, and he was asked this from a student: should I sit and meditate and go on retreat and somehow purify my heart? Will that help? Will that make the difference? Is that what I should do? I'm worried about climate change. Or should I go out on the barricades? Should I protest? Should I get politically involved? What should I do? And Thich Nhat Hanh got quiet and looked back and said, just listen until you can hear the sounds of the earth crying.
Yeah, doctors deal their oxy pills to middle-class addicts, hungry ghosts who never got their fill. Streets stomp with fentanyl, come on and you can cop a feel. Gone like God in Copperfield, counting up the crops we yield to cops, but fuck the law concealed. The vaudeville has lost a pill, my mantra was you gotta chill. Remain anonymous, train the thoughts away from plots to kill. I'm plotting still, off-kilter, filter clogged, impossible to top the hill. Of batter bodies tossed in fields, they are me but God revealed the apple from the rotten peel. From Gaia's breast to calming milk before the storm forces every living form to all be still. Count backwards from 7, but I bet you can't unpop the seals or revitalize the toxic opted monoculture plot you till. Dogma is your spirit death, toddlers thinking God is real. My grandma had a Bonneville, my grandpa has a cross to wheel. Dad was gone and mom was working hard to see I got a meal. After all was built and burned, I saw the real reflection of a hobble wheel. Too crazy for a job, so the options were to rob and steal. College was a triple B and polished steel. I lost the will to profit off a dollar drenched in squalor when the copper spilled. Now haunted by the thoughts of when the karmic will drop the bill. Looking back on all I built, I've destroyed more. 22, 722, 22, climbing from an addict's tomb. Old as fuck but acting new. Melatonin afternoon, seed and moon, all black and blue. Impact was brutal, actions moving. Dad was not the man he knew. When gardens are neglected, roses wilt when only half in bloom. Half a truth is half delusion. Had a lucid moment, truth is told, I swear to crashed into it. Noses closed up and refused to coke, I tried to cram into it. Had a stroke and saw my face displaced, amazed that half was drooping. Back into the womb, consumed by panic, there were badges looming. Past the Thule back, in fact he took the satchel too. And that's the proof I had to keep it moving. Because Cause the damage that you do can be contagious to a family unit. Child's face is saving grace when tempted to get back into it. Facts I knew, no access glue, I'm dataless. My boy's not built for ash and room. He'll ask me soon which way it is, I'll tell him up. No hell to touch, no selling drugs, just endless overwhelming love. Love.
So all of Buddhism is a practice. None of it is philosophical. All of it is practical. I really believe that, Siddhartha, the original teacher of Buddhism, he was much more interested in kind of psychological transformation. And so everything that he taught was practical. This is what will show you what's causing suffering in your life. And this is what will help you end suffering. So first we have to see what the causes are, and then we can bring the antidotes. I absolutely feel like all of it is practice-based, action-based.
I sleep like Edgar Casey, dead preds behind the cold steel. Overwhelmed at times, chasing old thrills so I won't feel. Yo, chills, my mantra, I'm repeating, one no waste. Saying hold still, reach into the dark and pull the waves. Motivation wavers, I'm the frozen lotus floating all alone within the glaciers. If I could only focus for a moment, hone the razor. I build a fucking home inside the patience, what you waiting for? Knock until I'm bloody, buddy, trust me, I can break a door. The monkeys in my head have suited up and now they're playing war. Inner dialogue, a clock drain, baby, say no more. Lay the sword down, trade the 4 pound for scrap gold. Crashed out in war clouds, poems holding a casserole. Now where the fuck my pants at? Inner sanctum ransacked. See the pretty tracers racing through an endless flashback. The last act I passed that, still kicking and screaming. I'ma live 100 years, my cub gave me a reason. Lakesh Alakin, step into the observatory. Broken bootstraps, no bouncing back into purgatory. Brother, you ain't heard the story, bored, cause it's been a minute. Montessori school tuition's paid up in these days that differ diametrically from waking with the shakes. And I'm trying desperately to embrace the gift of change. But if I'm speaking truth to you, I'm still a bit deranged. And fuck it, that's okay too. Can't do K2 in a day with no O2 in a tank. Booze in the brain and crickets chirping away in a hungry fucking bank account. These days I pay the same amount, the difference is the currency. So if you haven't heard from me, it's not from lack of love. It's cause I'm packing lunches and you're still packing guns. And you still believe you need to drink daily, acting dumb. Said you quit smoking dope, but sorry, Adderall's a drug. Maybe made by different chemists, but the brain can't tell the difference. Slavery is slavery, no matter how you paint it, G. Tell yourself a story and ignore your inner voice. I've done the math on this equation and it always ends in choice. But you're gonna live your life how you will, and that's the point. I love you either way, seize the day and get your joy. We got gray on our faces, we aren't babies with these toys anymore. And my 40s looking better every day. And my shorties cooking curry with the veggies on my plate. Got a ring on my finger, we've been lingering in states of manifested abundance. Half-stepping was done when we chance met in the tundra. Frozen Chicago winter picked me up at the homies and drove us to Temple Gardens. Whiskey and kombucha bottles solving life's traumas. With a bit of laughter passed back and forth across the dramas. We crossed the lava, postulated possibilities until the wee hours. Now I'm thinking back, everlast. She had lost more than most people had ever had, but somehow her huge heart refused an epitaph. Pretty brown baddie with an attitude and asked to match. She'll smack me when she hears this, but she'll smile first, and that's a fact. I'm a better man because of you. I get to be in love with you till sunsets on the fucking Yuga. Swami Sri Yukteswar's calculations take us to the future. Zooted off the weed and conversations under moonlight. It's too bright, let's dim it down. Let's live like it's ending now. We'll reach down and lift the ground. Cash off, forget this house. Kill the doubts, grab the moment. We won't let it pass us by. Time to actualize the family ties that our past denied. Now our past intertwine, our scion by our side. And if you ask me for the moon, I'd throw a lasso in the sky. Come on.
Descensa.
tattoo, creative cachet in deficit. Don't bother asking why, treble clef left inevident. I pedaled off the edge and from the precipice of exodus, a spawn of the devilish. I'm gone till indefinite. Probably not the prophet, thought I got body of estimates. Logged in my ledgers, my pain is pleasure, the rhetoric is lessening. I'm listening in vision quest, etc. Perplexed at best, so stressed at times I climb another edifice, investimental robes. So when my head explodes, it's a testament to woes. Whoa. Take the pain that the pleasure entails. Hell is in heaven's shell. Waste is a velvet encased space in a prison cell. Well, welcome to the fatalistic state of things. Dualistic pugilism, ruminating, chasing kings. So potent you can taste the greed. Yeah, my droogie, what you need? Looming lucid, yes indeed. Feeding off the data streams. Everything is what it seems. Seamless ayagata. Emptiness exposed in the prosopotamatma. Listen, I'm just trying to make $1 out of nothingness. But trust it isn't coming. Speaking tongues over percussion hits. So drawing blood is what it is. I punch a couple numbers, getting number every fucking slip. Hot machines and oven mitts, I plummet in reverse. Forsaking all my blessings, well in love with every curse. But trust it could be worse, sir. Lurking in the vices. I still don't have a license for swerving in the violence. From mindless to mindfulness, it's applied science. I found it in the silence. Oh my God, we walk this road that's hard. So when a soul is scarred, over and over the heart is open, broken and leaking. No hope is deceiving, seen as the cousin of death. Sheep covered in red, loving the lesser evils. Nothing better than seeing my seat, sleeping and resting peaceful. Press the needle to the record and leave the static to seep through. Me and you, my G, we're building up these cathedrals. Master and apprentice, ready, willing and eager. See us where you can't see. Every contingency slipping, sniffing for a plan B. Asking for nothing. Our projected nature is the last introduction. Dusk through last bells, faded airs, cherry rich. More point my horse where birds sing. Orchid breathing incense into butterfly wings. Loneliness, caged cricket dangling from the wall. High wind, tea leaves whip against the brushwood gate. Tripped and found a lower version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the surface. I started at the bottom, tripped and found a lower version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I'll never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the surface. I've traveled many miles to see the faces of a planet. I've seen nature's desperation in a race against the balance. I've seen faceless corporations spread their waste and take advantage. Weigh the damage, it's irreparable. These days you can't even trust the safety of a vegetable. Ethics aren't electable. Presidents in convalescence pressed against Confederate rhetoric. It's a spectacle. I've seen something special too. I see it when I see you. Finally see the violent truth and finally tune awareness. You can start to see it shining through. Ride with me, I'll ride with you. I can see the time we lose. Jobbing for the tyrannous. Blood and sweat, the fuel that props the bottom of the pyramid. I know what is real is often different from appearances. A mirror just reflects the flimsy narratives we tell. I've seen parents sent to jail, now their children there as well. The sky's an abstract painting of the chemtrails we inhale. Hell is crushed beneath the wealth. Well, I started at the bottom, tripped and found a lower version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I'll never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the surface. I started at the bottom, tripped and found a lower version. version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I'll never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the surface. I see broken men and women change their lives and thrive. I've seen their happy children with excitement in their eyes. But I've seen many more who never made it out alive. Never made it out the matrix, chasing dragons till they died. I've lived in many places most of you would not survive. I've seen truth monopolized, I've seen troops who cross the line. In human boots, no truce or compromise. As long as profits optimize and there's no thought for loss of lives. I've seen computers sell a dream and watch the youth get boxed inside. Gotta cauterize the wound or soon we won't suppress the hemorrhaging. When foolish follow blindly, find that cruelty's what we're living in. I've seen the amygdala revert to that of simians. I've seen many men undisciplined just enter into binding evil, crawling through the haystack of redemption trying to find a needle. You sell drugs, you help the government oppress the people. I've seen this cycle spin and end and you don't get a sequel. I started at the bottom, tripped and found a lower version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I'll never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the surface. I started at the bottom, tripped and found a lower version. I feel like it goes deeper, still I'll never know for certain. Going further, hear the churning of the furnace, grow my purpose. Turn and see the smoggy skies as I approach the
Sure, the media tries to put a sad face on these things, painting them up as great human tragedies. But we all know the function of the media has never been to eliminate the evils of the world. No. Their job is to persuade us to accept those evils and get used to living with them. The powers that be want us to be passive observers. Hey, you got a match? And they haven't given us any other options outside the occasional purely symbolic participatory act of voting. You want the puppet on the right or the puppet on the left? I feel that the time has come to project my own inadequacies and dissatisfactions into the socio-political and scientific schemes. Let my own lack of a voice be heard.
I'm a leper in my own body, ostracized soul Haji. Oppenheimer bomb designer praying to a gold collie. Prophets for the occupied turn colonizers pro Gandhi. Oh mommy, Okinawan gods inside my cold Pawnee. Whole posse quantified as nada I invoke hauntings. Ancient whispers locked inside the scrolls, kanjis, no problem. Intentions stay hypnotic like when Sirhan approached Bobby. Earth's masters don't want me, burnt planet Kroll Opry. Purse snatching homebody, stock for corporate holidays. I'll throw it all away and count my crypto while the dollar fades. Nah, I'ma leave so God can stay, can't frolic with the ball and chain. Y'all can say I've gone astray, but honestly I'm probably as far from sane as Charlie taking acid with his acolytes. They're dealing with my demons in a motel smoking crack at night. I'm poking at your avarice, it opens with the hatchet slice. Exponential growth is shown in shell homes of the Ammonites. Bastard, I've been bastardized, attacked by vicious packs of lies. Open eyes, GHG commensurate with cattle prices. That's the line that's crossed and got you feeling sorta stabby, right? Glad that I could help her pass right over the cadaver minds. Tantalize their fragile psyches, pantomiming passion Christ in agonizing dance recitals, acting like I'm back inside. The cracking cries, I coddle him and bottle feed him back to life. Train him up to chase invaders, ship him out to Palestine. Malachi of ripened Eden fruit, the juices stain my lips. Communion wine on tap rapping got the masses drunk and raising fists. Josephus was a plagiarist, the Borg of ancient pagan scripts. So every holiday you sit with gifts and pray, remember, you celebrate the solstice, Christ was not born in December. Astrotheological messiah just like Mithra, Ra and Helios. Saw me in my astral body talking like you seen a ghost. I decorate the Bardos with Osgenios graffiti throwies. Think you know me? Homie, I got stranger in my hemoglobin, Vulcan in my frontal lobe, and lotus thrones as seats I'm holy, feasting on the xenophobic. Each his own, but no one owns a piece of wholeness. Teach them gnosis. Penelope is calling home Odysseus in whispers, wiping off her chin the Merovingian elixirs. Climbing up through buried men, I carry fifths of liquor, signaling the ferrymen preparing for the river. 2 coins on my eyes and 28 inside my pocket. You say no the ledge, I know I find a cliff, I'm driving off it. Don't get lost in exoteric meaning there, it's wilderness. Maybe it's just not for you to watch my foolish pilgrimage. I'll grin and stand by my decisions, attentive in the stillness, catalyzing my intentions. I analyze the patterns I have gathered as a witness. Don't offer me apologies, then hand me something different. Ask me at the end, I'll grin and stand by my decisions, attentive in the stillness, catalyzing my intentions. I analyze the patterns I have gathered as a witness. Don't offer me apologies, then hand me something different. Atomized dimensions where our cycles spin in entropy. We wander lost and stumble tossed in existential mysteries. Is this the breeze that leads us from the wilderness of twisted trees? The briar patch of lies and traps that tangles us in living dreams. It would seem the hidden meanings, what we're all escaping from. We inundate our senses, it's like taking drugs to make us numb. Willing customers of that which keeps the heart from waking up. I don't need to say it, just take a look inside yourself. Hindrances are different for all of us, and I can tell that mine are trellis climbing up from winding hellish roots inside a mind embellished well. And I am implicated, but I won't be your volunteer. Join you any longer here. I see you plotting, pull the roots from rotting garden spirits near. I can hear it, it's the silence I've been running from. Trying to be a better father, husband, and a loving son. Love is one. Ask me in the end, I'll grin and stand by my decisions, attentive in the stillness, catalyzing my intentions. I analyze the patterns I have gathered as a witness. Don't offer me apologies, then hand me something different. Ask me at the end, I'll grin and stand by my decisions, attentive in the stillness, catalyzing my intentions. I analyze the patterns I have gathered as a witness. Don't offer me apologies, then hand me something different. I wake into a cluttered state before my eyes are fully open. Try to cultivate some peaceful breathings where I pull my focus, mulling over foolish hopes and flourishing where rules are broken. Duly noted, noticing the moment like it's all there is. No crimson in my vision and no temper slips to ball my fists. Calm exists, I witnessed it, I promise it's just always hidden, whispering beneath the